What does that even mean, Bauer's Game Corner?
Ahoy there, YouTube! I'm back again today for another game review, and today I'm going to be checking out Build It Trains from Got Games. This is for ages 4 and up. It'll take about, I'd say, anywhere from 15 to 25 minutes to play, and it's for probably about 2 to 4 players. And in Build It Trains, you will be trying to build trains based on what color your trains are or what you are carrying. This is a children's game that was on Kickstarter. I got it in my hand now. Let's open it up and see how it is. Alright, so let's take a look at what you're going to get inside of Build It Trains. Nice compact little box, by the way. First and foremost, we're going to get our handy dandy card instructions, which is normally a little pet peeve of mine. However, this game is really so simple that a rule booklet really would not be necessary at all. It's on 2 cards. It's very clear, very concise. You'll have no questions about how to play the game, and once you've played it once, you'll probably never need it again. Next, you're going to have 2 different kinds of cards. Now, I forgot to mention this in the cons, but this is one of the cons of the game, is that all the backs of the cards are the exact same, which is slightly annoying. I really wish they would have mixed it up, but whatever. So, you're going to get 2 kinds of cards. The first ones are going to be called, I believe they're called point cards, and they're going to have completed trains on them like this. They're either going to be just blank white ones like this, or some of them are going to have color like this. These are what you're going to be trying to get to score points in the game. So whoever has the most completed trains is going to be the winner of this game, which is all of these cards. You'll play until you run out of these cards. So let's look at the cards. So in order to complete this train, you would need a red car at the front, a red engineer car, and then 2 green cars behind it. Some of them have various other different colors like blue and orange and so on and so forth. Now the white cars are a little bit different. It doesn't matter what color any of the cards in front of you are, as long as they have the symbol. So the first one is just going to be a generic engine front of the train. Now on this next one, you're going to need trees in it, and this next one, you're going to need stone. So this one right here, you would need 2 sand, and this one right here, you would need 2 trees. Now, that brings me to the other cards in the game, which are going to be these ones. So this one is purple boxes, and this one is a wild. So essentially, this one will go for any color you would like it to. That's orange boxes. This is a wild one right now, so this can go for any color, and it also can go for trees or stones or sands or whatever you would like it to be. We got green trees here, and so on and so forth. You can carry people and trees and boxes and sand and a bunch of various other different things. So we're going to go real quick over how a 2-player game would work. You're going to start off, you're going to deal out 3 cards to each player. You're going to set out 3 points out on the board. So these are what you're going to be trying to completing. You're going to set the remainder of the cards right in the middle. And then when it's your turn, you are going to have exactly 2 actions. You can draw a card, and then you can play a card. Very, very simple. Now, you can draw a card from the top of this pile, or if there happens to be cards in the discard pile that you'd like to take, you can draw that card as well. But since there's not right now, we're just going to draw this top card, take a look at our hand, and say, ooh, what do we got here? We got trees. We're going to go for these trees, so we're going to set down the tree right there. Then my turn's over. This guy goes. He's got his 3 cards right here. He draws 1 card, and he's going to play 1 card, and he will play that one right there. You will continue going back and forth and collecting different points, and then as soon as you collect the points, you're going to reveal 3. So there will always be 3 out here until the very end of the game. At the end of the game, once you're down to 3, what's going to happen is you'll continue to try and collect these until the last one is collected. Once the last set of trains is collected, that person is going, or everyone's going to tally up their points, and we're going to see who has the most points to win the game. One last thing I want to mention is this area in front of you is going to be called your train yard for the game. And essentially, you can have 3 trains being built at one time. So essentially, you can have up to 3 trains in front of you like that. So you will want to play on an area that's going to give you enough space to accommodate that. But that, in a nutshell, is how you play Build It Trains. Alrighty then, Build It Trains from Got Games. What are my final thoughts? Let's go over the pros, let's go over the cons. First on the con side, the game's not going to be for everybody for some very obvious reasons. First and foremost, it is a children's game. Make no mistake, this is not an adult game. This is not anything except for a very young children's game. Also, the game, since it's a very young children game, is lacking much strategy. I mean, there's some slight hand management, but really it's a very straightforward game. After watching the video, you probably know if the game's for you or not. Moving on to the pros, though, Build It Trains is for me. I backed this, and I am very happy with the product. First and foremost, I'm a preschool teacher, so anytime I see a game that says ages 3, 4, 5, and up, I'm like, ooh, yeah, that's right up my alley, because I love playing games, and I love bringing games into my classroom. And let me tell you, Build It Trains did not disappoint. We had a lot of fun with this game. We really did. I really enjoyed playing with them. It's a kind of game where you can pretty much win every time because you're a little bit smarter than them and you know when to play cards and when not to. But that also means that you can keep them just close enough that they're like, I want to beat you, I want to beat you. They'll just be like 1 or 2 trains behind the whole time, which is a thing I always really like. And then occasionally, if you're into that, you can let your child win as well. I will say, though, ages 4 and up can be a bit of a stretch. When you first start to teach this to some 4-year-olds, their brain's not quite going to wrap around it. You're going to really need to hammer it in. If you're teaching a lot of 4-year-olds like I do, I would focus on a 1-versus-1 game before I added more players. But once their brain finally does wrap around, you know, the fact they can have 3 trains going at one time, and that they need to match up the different colors and score points and all that, the kids are really going to enjoy this game. Overall, Build It Trains from Got Game is a fantastic game that I'm going to have as long as I work with children that are young, and I can't wait to play it with my own son. Very, very highly recommended. If you enjoyed this review, please be sure to subscribe to my channel. Thanks for your time, YouTube.
That was the review for Build It Trains. For more reviews and previews, check back at Bauer's Game Corner.
That sounded just about perfect.